hello members and supporters, welcome to our 12th edition of the Rabbitohs Insider. We will review the win over the Tigers from last week. We'll have a look at Ello's Play of the Week, brought to you by Zoom Video Communications. We'll preview State of Origin as well as our big clash against the Eels this Friday night at Bankwest Stadium in round 12. We'll have a look at the KO keys to the game. We'll have a look at our pathways teams, and we'll also take a look at Ello's catch up with our State of Origin hooker, Damien Cook. As we do each week, we catch up with our football manager, Mark Ellison, and Ello. Another good win on the weekend over the Tigers.
Yeah, it was, Jeremy. We've come up with a 10-1 start of the season, which people would have questioned before the season kicked off. But we've got great confidence in the group and amongst the coaches and players, and it was a good result.
It is a great record to start the season, but we've also got a great record in Indigenous round matches. It obviously means a lot to our club.
It does. It means a lot to people, our members, and also our players specifically. Even how we put the jersey together, it's great that all the players had input into that, and it really looked great out there on the field on Saturday night. The players always stand up for that round because they know it's part of our history here and our heritage at the Rabbitohs, and it was on Saturday night and it will be forever.
We saw an injury to our halfback Adam Reynolds, which could have derailed us during that game. It was mid-game, could have sent us into chaos, but the boys really held it together, changed their roles where they needed to and got the job done. Yeah,
we were fortunate. We've got such experience in our team. Obviously, John Sutton, who's played in the halves in previous years, and probably played most of his games at 5'8" in his career with the Rabbitohs. He slotted in there, and Cam Murray went out to the left edge and filled in for Sutto. It's what we've been doing well this season. We've had back rowers playing in the centres at times, and it's really tested the depth in our squad, and we've stood up pretty well.
You mentioned the 10-1 start. It's our best start since 1989, a year that you know a lot about. Does it have that same sort of feeling, the start that we've had to the year?
Yeah, it's been a good start, obviously. We've spoken about that before, but I think in 89, I think we lost our first game to the Roosters and then went on a winning run from there. So it was a good season, and hopefully this season will end up well also.
As we do each week, we take a look at your Play of the Week, brought to us by Zoom Video Communications, and the man we're focusing on wasn't even born in 1989. So let's head over to the Zoom room and take a look.
Let's go.
Hello, welcome back to the Zoom room. It's ready for your Play of the Week, brought to us by Zoom Video Communications.
It was a great play from Renault here. He got his outside men set up in good position. Noticed a little flaw in the Tigers' defensive line, and just his experience and his ability just got him through in a classical halfback display. We can just go to the tape now. As you see, Cookie's just thrown the ball out to Renault. We've got great shape set out up to the left there that Renault's organised. We've got 3 lead runners and a couple out the back. But if you have a look at the Tigers line, that's what interested Renault straight away. He's seen Robbie Farah up ahead of the line. So you'll notice inside and outside of Robbie, there's space to the side. So what Renault's seeing there, as he's caught the ball, halfback, peripheral vision, sees that Robbie's up ahead of the line, he thinks there might be a chance for me here. Now let's go on with it from here. Goes to the line, great option runners, Cam Murray pushing through with him, but Robbie Farah looks out just at the moment that Renault dummies. Opens it up for him, he sees the chance to make a threat of himself and he goes straight through. Here's the one, if we just hold it here, Robbie's looking at him, but Renault's eyes look like he's going to pass the ball out the back. Robbie goes, as soon as he dummies, it opens up the hole for Renault to go straight through, and it was all over as soon as he made the line break.
If we have a look at this wide shot, Ello, as they're coming through here, would that be a set play that the guys would have practiced at training, where you've got the runners coming underneath and having the guys outside to try and create that space in the defensive line?
Well, it'd be a set play that they've practiced before at training, but with all set plays, depending on what the defensive line's doing, there's so many different options you can use. And as I already discussed, the fact that Robbie came up quickly on the line, trying to push the play back inside, but what it was Renault looking at that hole, but his lead runner, particularly in Cam Murray, and Tom Burgess going under him and holding up Madalino, just opened the hole up even more for him. the dummy, show and go, and he's straight through.
That's all he needed, and that's why it's Elo's Player of the Week for Zoom Video Communications.
It was a great play from the halfback.
Another great team performance there highlighted in our Zoom Video Communications Player of the Week from you, Elo. But let's have a look at this week's game. Friday night, we head out to the brand new Bankwest Stadium to take on the Parramatta Eels. What do you see ahead of that game?
Oh, it should be an exciting venue, Jez, from what I've seen so far. The players are looking forward to getting out there. It's a new stadium, brings new excitement to everyone. Para are desperate, so they'll be at their best, and we'll have a few different players in our team this week, but that's nothing different to what we've had in the last few weeks, so looking forward to a challenge ahead.
Missing 4 of our players due to State of Origin. They were obviously very excited to be part of Origin, but we now need to readjust for that 1 week.
Well, we do, but congratulations to those boys that have been selected. Obviously, Cookie and Gags have been there before, but for Cameron and Cody, what a great experience it'll be for them. And they've earned their place, and they've been in great form this season. So, we wish them all the best.
Para have had some indifferent form. They'll be a desperate footy team out there. What's the key to shutting that down?
Well, the key is just to do what we do well, and that'll be getting through our game plan that we normally do, keeping our defence in focus and having put of enthusiasm in our defence. We've been showing that, and I can see no reason why we won't do that again this week.
Now, I'm told ticket sales are absolutely flying for this Friday night's game. It's obvious that a lot of the Rabbitohs members and supporters want to get out and experience Bankwest Stadium. Yeah,
it'll be good, and the more they get out there, the better for us. I mean, we'll be backs to the wall a little bit in the game, and Parramatta's got a lot to play for, but so have we. We will have a few young guys making their debuts for us, and they're excited, and they'll stand up to the challenge.
Righto, well, I think it's time to take a look at some of the KO keys to the game. Okay, Elo, take us through the KO keys to the game for this Friday night.
There's a couple this week, Jez. There's obviously the clash between Sam Burgess and Sean Lane out on the edges. We know the job Sam does for us. His leadership, his hard running, and his solid defence has put us in great positions in game this year, and he's a handful for them. He's always high up with our meters each week. He'll do that again this week, I'm sure. Sean Lane presents a different sort of thing for them than what Sam does for us. He's been a bit of a journeyman in his career, but he's found his home at Parramatta. He'll run some great lines for them, and his danger to us is his offload, because they can spark attacking pace off the back of that. But they're keys to the match. And the other one's the young wingers, bringing the ball back out of their half. One young one and one old one. Campbell Graham for us and Blake Ferguson for them. Both at different stages of their careers and different experiences. Both doing a great job bringing the ball from the back end of the field. We've got, Blake Ferguson might be smarting a bit because he didn't get picked in the Origin. And I think Campbell Graham, he wants to get there one day too, so he'll be looking to do his best for us this weekend. He's scoring plenty of tries for us this year too, Campbell.
I'm certainly looking forward to those matchups, and they are our KO keys to the game. Thanks for that insight there. It's now time to take a look at our Pathways teams.
Thanks for that, Jazz, and it was just the one match this weekend from our Pathways teams, but there was still plenty of action to cover. Let's check it out. Sunny Redfern Oval was the setting for the Canterbury Cup side's round 11 match against fellow foundation club Western Suburbs Magpies. In the first leg of the first ever Kelly Sattler Cup, named after Magpies legend Noel Ned Kelly and Rabbitohs legend John Sattler, it was the home side who struck first, as young halfback Dean Hawkins sent back rower Jack Johns through a yawning gap to score a scintillating opening try. But with a number of errors handing their opponents possession, West managed to score 3 consecutive tries to mount a 12-point lead, before 5'8" and former Magpie Bailey Sirinen scored a late try to send the scores at 18-12 at the break. The visiting side picked up where they left off with an early try to demoted West Tiger Mahe Whanua, before Rabbitohs winger Lee Higgins replied with an acrobatic effort to keep the Cardinal and Myrtle in the match. However, the Rabbitohs were unable to capitalise on a number of opportunities, with the final quarter of the match dominated by the Magpies, who sewed up victory with a late penalty goal. We caught up with Canterbury Cup star Bailey Sirinen earlier in the year to talk about his transition to the club ahead of his Rabbitohs debut.
I've been, itching to get back into first grade since I got a taste of it over at the Tigers, and to play for a club with such history, and to see the passion that the boys have, to hear Sutto and Sam talk about what it meant to wear the jersey. just makes you want to go out there and rip in with them. So it'd be everything for me. I've sort of trained all over the place here. I was predominantly in the back row starting out, but then I've been shifted into the halves a couple of times. I've trained at a bit of centre. I think I played 25 minutes at 5'8" in Mudgee, so I think, yeah, that versatility that I have is something that they've seen, I guess. I'd probably prefer to play in the middle or on an edge as a forward, but you know, if it means that I can play first grade or be in that squad, I'll play wherever they want me to play. So
You can check out the Jersey Flegg and Canterbury Cup sides who will be playing at Ringrose Park against the Wentworthville Magpies and Parramatta Eels this Sunday. But for now, that's this week's Pathways wrap-up.
Katoa with the ponytail, but look at Dewey. Dewey comes out of nowhere.
Good luck to our Canterbury Cup and Jersey Flegg teams this weekend, and thank you to our members and supporters for tuning in again this week. But it's now time for our feature piece, and Ello, you had the chance to catch up with one of our stars.
Yeah, I caught up with Damien Cook. It was a great interview. We spoke about some of the goals he set for himself last season, and he's creating a few of those goals and achieving them again this season. So let's see what he's got to say.
Cook capitalised, look at the speed. Oh, look at the speed. Damien Cook. Cook goes away. Nothing wrong with that ankle. Cook's going to run, and he's going to run, and he'll run out of the park if they don't stop him. He puts it down for a try.
Well, Cookie, thanks for taking the time out today to just have a yarn about your time at the Rabbitohs so far.
No worries, thanks for having me, Ello.
How's the ride been, mate, since day one?
It's had its ups and downs as rugby league does, but you know this club was, you know, as I finished my career at the Bulldogs, they popped up and it was good timing for me. I thought my career was sort of just going to maybe stay at reserve grade level, and had a great chance to come over here to South Sydney and play with the likes of Greg Inglis, John Sutton, Sam Burgess, Adam Reynolds, and they were the big draw cards that got me, made me want to come to the club and got me really excited for it as well. So. Throughout those years, come up against some battles of some quality hookers we've had here at the club, but I believe it's all been for the right reasons and made me the player I am today.
Yeah, we know a little bit about your history, mate. Working, in the surf lifesaving movement and being, performing very well in the beach sprints and things like that. We know all about that stuff. But when was it, you as a young fella or an older fella decided that rugby league was your true passion?
I guess it started very young. That's all I did when I was young was play every sport possible. And rugby league, I started out playing soccer when I was a very young age. I think it was 6s and 7s, and all my cousins, especially my older brothers, but my oldest one, he was playing rugby league, and I just wanted to do whatever he was doing at the time, and that's how I started out. Was ball boy for his team, and then started playing rugby league myself. From a very young age, that's all I wanted to do was play rugby league. A bit hard to tell when I actually knew that I was going to make it because I had some setbacks along the way. But I believe once I got to South Sydney, the Bulldogs, I felt like I was just filling in when the main hooker wasn't playing. So once I got here and sort of fighting for that role is when I really believed that I could play first grade and make it play full time week in, week out. Last
season, 2018, there's some really significant things that happen in your life, not only on the football field but off it. If we go through them one by one and just maybe tell me how they've changed you in any way, and if they've made you have to work harder in certain areas. But the first thing was cementing the regular first grade hooking spot at the Rabbitohs. All right. Did that change anything you were doing beforehand?
Look, I feel like I was doing a lot right to get that job in the first time, and to maintain that, I just wanted to keep playing consistent footy. I hadn't actually played a full season where I was playing the 80 minutes week in, week out. So last year was very testing, and it was a first for me as well. So, but going into this year, almost having the role reversed, where we've got some great hookers who are in the reserve grade and the under 20s as well. So it's almost reversed, where I've got those young guys putting the pressure on me and playing some really good footy. So it's probably good timing with Wayne coming in as well to add to my game. I felt like I really nailed what Steve's had me doing last year. So to have Wayne come in and put a different few things and add to my game, it was good timing for me.
going back state of origin and playing for your country, Australia, were they dreams as a kid?
I set goals at the start of every year, and I always had state of origin in there. I always wanted to, be the number one hooker at the club, and I also wanted to play state of origin. I had it in there no matter what because it was a dream of mine to play. Last year everything was going well at the start of the year, and obviously we were playing some really good footy, and I've got the best forward pack in the comp here, so it makes my job really easy, and I played some good footy and got that opportunity, which is a great experience that I'll never forget.
And off the field, marriage, wedding, Courtney?
Yeah, I've been told I've got to say that's the most important thing and my highlight of the year.
I was going to allude to that, mate.
It really was. Courtney's been there from the very beginning, from under 20s, and I've got my set routines that I do as well for a game, so I'm probably very annoying to live with as well.
Well, that's very annoying to me every day here, so that's not surprising at home either.
But she puts up with a lot, and she does whatever needed to make sure I'm looked after, to make sure my routine's right and I'm ready to go week in, week out. So, to obviously have the wedding last year was the highlight of my year after having such a, it was a great year last year, but it was definitely the highlight of the year last year.
What about around the home? What are your chores? Do you put in, and do you do anything?
I do. She has a different opinion of what I do, but I believe I do. She does a lot of the cooking. I feel like I can cook, but she's good at it, so I let her do that, and she hates washing up, so I do all the washing up, so I bought a dishwasher.
And do you know how to use it?
Yeah, it's a pretty simple one.
Vacuum cleaner? Do you know how to use one of those?
Yeah, but I don't use it a lot. I actually bought it for her for a birthday present, so it was a good one, Dyson.
Yeah. No, very good, very good. Now, the last thing that I speak about, you've renewed your contract here to the end of 2023.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no, that's all right, mate. That's all right. We're obviously glad. Until I did this interview and you bagging me before, I was glad you'd signed for that long. But no, mate, what does that mean to you? The club at the moment, it's a good place to be. I mean, you're obviously enjoying your time here. Yeah,
it's a great place to be, and I've had to move around to different clubs to find my opportunity. And for some reason, when I spoke to people about when I come here in 16 and 17, we didn't have the best years. We didn't make the 8, but it was just something about the club and the bunch of boys that we have here. I still just enjoy my footy. We had a tough couple of years and not winning many games, and for some reason I was just loving my time. I was learning a lot. We had a great bunch of guys, and just enjoy coming to training every day. So it's a great environment here. And obviously last year we had a pretty successful year. We went one short, and it's exciting times ahead. So to have the club put the trust in me for the next few years, it's great to call this home now. All I did since we got here, but like I said, I've moved around a lot and can finally call this place home, and really just I've had that. I can put that aside now. That's all settled. I know where I am for the next few years. Just keep growing my game and do what it takes to make sure we win this next premiership.
That's what it's all about, mate. And by the way, I love your colour coordination. Nice t-shirt and tracksuit there.
Thanks, mate.
Just get the sponsors out.
Adidas, just get them on.
Smart move.
No, we wear a kit. Captain's run. Cody, AJ, and Burns here. We all wear the same matching tracksuit. So
it's good to see. Just a little thing that brings everyone.
It puts a smile on everyone else's faces.
Exactly. No, I think it puts a laugh on everyone else's.
Your kit does. So good to see you matching. Not that it goes, but.
Okay, thanks, Cookie.
No worries,
thanks for spending time with us. Cheers, mate.